Okay, good morning and welcome to Monos featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. Wow, what's up, Hailey? What's up, Karen? Good morning, ladies. How are y'all today? About to get this coffee. Mm. Some people call it some tea, but who heck knows anymore? All right, we're gonna have to leave the logo. Give me another minute. I'm gonna black out for a second. I don't know what happened to all my settings when the new um when the new OBS took place. So I think I gotta do some reorganizing. I really need to put since they're coming up so tiny. Wait a minute, let's see if we could reposition that. Shout out to Mo for, but I don't want y'all all in my face. Let me see. Oh no, that's not a good look. Oh, let's get you out of there. Oh, but you know what? Oh, sorry. Let's go over here. Let's see. We'll work on this later. I gotta deal with things later. But I gotta resize that or something. Anyway, so let's see. Go back to me. All right, we'll just leave this like this. We will My logo was gone yesterday. My chat was all messed up. Everything's in place. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So we are now dealing with what we're dealing. Well, first, let me just start with this, Mo disclaimer. And this might be a little odd. This one right here. Uh, Two things are gonna happen today. I'm off to the office. Um, I couldn't find a needle and thread. I found thread, but I couldn't find a sewing needle. I couldn't find a sewing needle this morning. I needed to sew something. So, so I couldn't wear the dress I wanted to wear this morning. So I'm a little bit peed off about that. So I had to do outfit number 2 on the fly. So I went through the closet. This became a whole project this morning. So I go through the closet and I decide when I'm in the closet now, I'm gonna separate the shirts from the dresses, the jackets, the business jackets from, and I should have really took one of those to wear today, but I just feel like a sweater is so much better because I can throw a sweater in my bag if need be. Okay, but because I'm wearing black today, I'm gonna have to do so. This morning, a few things are gonna happen. I'm going to do a bag exchange because I'm swapping out bags. I'm gonna do my hair thing. We're gonna do the bag thing first because I don't want to get hair product on my Louis. I'm so sorry. So we're getting ready to go to the office basically, and then we're gonna chat it up about some things that's been going on or some things I discovered on the internet, and just have a interactive conversation as much be. Please keep the comments and there's a delay, a significant delay. So please, if you write a comment, please keep your comment directed at the content so that I can at least follow along with what you said, which is going to be a delay from what I said. My brain got to catch up with your thinking. That's number 1. Number 2, I hope everybody had a pleasant weekend. Um, I heard something yesterday. I was listening to lives, as I took T to work last night and stuff, and I was listening to some lives that took place, and I'm hearing people talk about people purchasing Bibles, and it wasn't directed at me, the statement, but let me just say this. We are open books, um, which we probably shouldn't be on these platforms that we're on, because personally our content is us, right? So I'm a YouTuber, and I discuss the things that are important to me. So some days it might just be me coming out here and telling you what I'm doing in my life, an update. I can't update y'all too much because y'all violated so poorly around here. um I can't even talk to y'all about the things that I want to talk to y'all about. I can't talk to y'all about relationships, at least my personal ones. I can't talk to you about my kids, at least too intimately, because it becomes hate speech in other places. So, but that's the content that's de jour here. So at the end of the day, um, if I set 3 goals at the beginning of the year, one was a relationship goal, the other one was a financial goal, and the third one was a development goal. And I tell you that I got through 2 quarters of the year, right? That's 6 months of the year, and I had not addressed my development goal. Um, that's key. The development goal is important because it impacts the financial goal, and it impacts the other goal. All the goals are interconnected is what I'm getting at. And at this point in time, stuff around here be too through. Hold on a second. So I took on the beginning of the year, January. I started working on my finance goals and laying out a plan for finances. February, towards the end of January, I then initiated my relationship goal, and I put a plan in place, and then I met. I think he's a wonderful guy. Um, Everybody doesn't share my opinion. No, let me stop. I don't know what y'all share. But I came in and I made myself a relationship goal, and I worked on meeting that goal. No one's perfect, but it's mine. Then I said I need to work on my development goal, because everything that I develop out will benefit that financial goal, because if I put myself in a better social situation, it will benefit both my relationship plus my financial situation. And I began to embark on the development aspects. There was some conversations. I had to let a lot of people go in my life. I had to detach from a lot of people. Um, it's just the way things are. But I've done that successfully too. I've had to detach from some folks. So that was well needed. So the spiritual goal was long overdue, because I had become a casualty of the environment I was in this new environment. I had interchanged, and what I'm saying now will lead into the Phyll conversation, because you evangelicals, you evangelicals are there too, and it overwhelmed me listening to them. in the chat, on the stage yesterday, on the panel talking. I was just like, oh my God, these false prophets, these people, these no, they're not even prophets right now, because we already had the false prophet in our community. Oh, hold up. Let me do my disclaimer, because I be forgetting. And I don't want people to get this twisted, because this is a unique world. God, these false this is a unique world that we're in. So most commentary is satire, and the potential theory discussed may explain the day-to-day activities that Monica Mo Justice experienced in a virtual community. That's this internet, okay? Names, characters, places, and incidents either are the product of the content producer's imagination or are used fictitiously in any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, events, or location is entirely coincidental. And as you know, we don't believe in coincidences. But all rights to this video is reserved by Mo, aka Monica Mo Justice. Okay. So as I was saying, I was listening to the evangelicals. So that's the evangelicals, those evangelicals out there witnessing the word, paraphrasing up and down scripture. And there came a time a couple of weeks ago when scriptures were being thrown at me left and right. And I decided that I was going to go get me a teaching Bible. Because I could no longer participate in, what's the word? The sacrilege? I just can't. Let me just put it like, I just can't. And it's all around in this space called social media. You people are false witnessing the scripture, and it is annoying as heck to me. Not being rooted in the word, I don't have an appropriate fight back for it, so I have to develop that. So I stuck it into my development goal, and I planned it out. I went back into Sabbath, which I needed to do for myself, because I've been engrossed with so much negativity for the last 5 years that if I want anything positive to really happen to me, the things that I once experienced in my life, I really have to shake myself from the demonic forces that are around here. And it's unfortunate. Now, that's just on my own spiritual quest. Going to work, I need my pencil case. Hold on. I need my car keys. I need my mask. Okay. Ooh, there's personal lady stuff in here. I gotta do one of this stuff. But if y'all don't know what personal lady stuff is, I don't know what to tell y'all. Personal lady stuff. That's why I have a cosmetic bag. So let me just transfer. And that's all I do. I just transfer stuff from one thing to the other. Anyway, I just got to a point where I've had enough. So I had to go get me a teaching Bible. And I don't know what anybody else is doing. I don't know what anybody else's purpose was. But in that video, I said, if you want to get one too, here's what I got. And I was sincere about that, because I think a lot of people around here mean well, but you just around bad people, so you don't do well. So in the Coach bag, in the Gucci bag, we want to have Gucci. Okay, so that's why I'm switching that out, and we don't want to have Louis. If we don't need to. Now this Gucci wallet, I'm gonna have to upgrade it to a Louis wallet. reluctantly. You are so silly. I can't, sir, I can't even pin that. And you know why? You so silly. You know, you causing me a lot of problems, sir. Because it's evident that we are good friends. House keys. The thing I like about the Gucci bag is that it has I swear. And this is my Gucci chain purse. I need to get a Louis one like this. Um, y'all not gonna believe this. The other day I received a $500 gift, right? Cash. And I was about to say God is good, and then y'all gonna say all the time, but whatever. I got a $500 gift, cash, and um, I immediately went on the Louis Vuitton site, and there it was, the key clay. Right, it used to be called a key clay. Now they call it a key pouch, but the key clay was there, and it was available. And I was like, "Oh, Monica, run! Put the cash on one of your cards. Go get the darn bag. Go get the darn thing, right?" And then there was a text message from T. She says, "Mommy, I don't think my air conditioner is working. It's making this sound." Then she goes and follows it up with the sound the air conditioner make, right? And I'm like, this is the girl that gave me a hard time about me taking an air AC unit and putting it where I wanted to put it because she had purchased AC units. And this is a unit that I bought for her last year. So it was this whole AC war that we had at the beginning of AC season. And I was like, okay. So there I was with my $500. I came home. I contacted um T's boyfriend and was like, "We need to. I need you to go to the store with me." So he was like, "Okay, ma." Got in the car, went to the store, purchased my daughter a new AC with my money, and I was like so mad. No, I wasn't. I had no regrets. Not a moment did I look back at it or whatever. It just was like this was given to me. Here came this situation. That's how I got addressed. Um, I'm gonna be a mother to the end of my days. Then I had to install the damn AC. This is why guys cannot be raised by their mamas. They need to be raised by a man. But anyway, I installed the AC myself. It took me that night. Now I have this terrible fear of heights. And though I did it, but I had to wait until the morning to get. I think I got too stressed out that night because I didn't have to take T to work. And I don't care what you do for people. It just never seems like it's enough. So when we get in the car going to work, T was like, "Mom, you didn't get your Louis thing." And I was like, "I know. I just gotta wait till the next time. There'll always be another time. It's on my wish list of things." I know I got sidetracked, but it's my channel. I could talk about my personal life because it's my channel and that's what it's here for. And those are the things that I discuss. So I was just a little bit taken back. So that's it. Um, so that's that story. Anyway, I don't know how I got into the air conditioner. But I was talking about my stuff in my bag. All right. So Louis all cleared out. I be trying to make sure. Today I'm wearing a skirt. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that girl. Look at that girl. Let me stop. Okay. It's 7:30.
And live at 7:30 a.m.
Okay. All right. So that's the story of Mo. All right. That's how I did that. Next thing up. Yeah, that's a heartfelt story for me cuz I always want to get myself stuff and do stuff for myself. But I'm a parent first. Some rude ass fat dude came in my room yesterday talking about don't talk about me, blah 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 blah. Boy, bye. You understand? Like it's just crazy around here the stuff that people pick on and the stuff that people have to get at you with. But it is spoken that somebody can't get at you with your past unless you gave it to them to get at you with. So that's the consequences of telling your story here is that some people may see your story and they may not view your character the way that you view your character. That's all a part of life. So I can't get upset. If somebody saw my love story as one of being, what do they call me? Dealing with married men, like I can't help it what somebody else sees something as. All right, we're doing the reveal of this color, and I don't really know what to say. I was gonna put product in my hair, but I don't really know what to put in here today because normally when I unravel my hair, what I call day one hair, I don't put anything in it. So that's the unfortunate stuff of talking up here. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, maybe like the week before last, there was this big debate. I had somebody come on my channel and tell me, like, if I don't like, basically, if I don't like the way the YouTube space is cut out, I need to go elsewhere, stop talking about certain things and certain channels. But let's talk about some behaviors around here and the stuff that people do. In this Kannikian community, right, when they no longer have any channels amongst themselves, they tend to go and leech on to some new channels. About a year ago, people from here connected with, or maybe not even a year ago, because I remember being in an apartment in Harlem. So maybe like the start of COVID, people made friends with these other channels. And one of the other channels was the Phyll channel from here. I don't believe that her channel is a Kannikian channel. I don't believe it comes from the KJ community. But it's an example of when the community sees that a channel has more subscribers than we do here, and they go out and they solicit friendships with that platform. And I think that's what happened in the case. All right, so her channel allegedly, because I ain't go looking for it to confirm for myself, or she got hit with a lawsuit based on some content she's been doing on a case in the news, a court case that's going to go to trial. It sounds like it's a federal trial. So if it's a federal trial, we're never going to see inside of the courtroom. So I don't know how people are going to be able to report on what's actually going on if you never get your eyes inside the courtroom. I don't understand this. But anyway, this is the case around here. That's what somebody's going to do. They're reporting on the court case, and apparently, the dude, because we covered it here briefly, the dude was Tim from the show Sweetie Pie. So you know that's based on one of Tina Turner's backup singers. She had a restaurant and a family business. I think it was in St. Louis. Anyway, she's out there uh, doing the damn thing, and gets a reality show. The same thing I think some people's channels around here want to be a reality show. She gets a reality show, and they're going through her life and the life of her family. La 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 la. I watched the show for a long period of time. The son, Tim, ex-convict, she praises him. He goes and starts making all these little stores, restaurants. You know, he's got big ambitions, big dreams or whatever for the company business. I think he has a girlfriend. They have a baby. You know, he's doing the damn thing. Eventually, the show succumbs to greed, his greed. I guess there was some fighting going on. That's the facts for the other people to know. I don't know. All I know is when I was watching the show, he teamed up with one of the heifers from, look at these gold diggers. One of the housewives, the real housewife, basketball wives. He teams up with the basketball wife, Jennifer, and it's a hot mess there with them in that relationship or whatever. So I watched it to that extent. Apparently, he's been, if he's going to trial, he must be indicted for murdering one of his nephews, a nephew that was actually on the show. Cool kid. I remember him from the show. And he didn't physically murder him. He was part of the conspiracy to murder him. So he either, according to what they will have to prove, in a conspiracy, he was part of the people that did some shit. So he either orchestrated it, tried to get money from it, and or both things, but they have to prove that. So he's innocent until proven guilty. And apparently her channel, the Phyll channel, has made some or has had participants on the platform that have provided some stories that they told on her YouTube channel. So where does that lead us? That leads us into the position that we've all been facing. How do we protect ourselves on the YouTube space against defamation for freedom of speech? So technically, or you have a right to the freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say, right? To the limit of it being defamatory to a person, wherein it causes a person, where it negatively impacts a person ability. What we're seeing right now is people that are filing defamation are filing defamations because they have loss of income, or they've sustained some severe mental anguish from it, which consequently may result in loss of income. Just because the Constitution gives you a right to say whatever you want to say, there's a limit to it, and the limit is defamation. So to hear people come out and be like, I didn't say it, I'm not responsible for what other people say. Let me just remind folks here, you're responsible for everything that happens on your platform. Everything that happens on your platform, you are responsible for. The people that come in your room and say things in the chat, and you have your chat being displayed on the outside world, you're responsible for that. You're responsible for everything that's said on the dais. The dais is the panel. Everything that comes out the participant's mouth, right? In this is considered social media without the benefits of what mainstream media has. Mainstream media has the ability to cut the live feed. They have a delay in the live feed most of the time. So if something is said, they could take it out ASAP. Those of you who was watching the smack that was heard across the Grammys. Was it the Grammys, the Emmys, somebody's damn award show? When Will Smith smacked the crap out of the other dude. What happened? Everybody who went back to see it, if you wasn't recording that in your own recording space, it was gone in seconds. That is the power of mainstream media that we don't have in social media. But you are responsible for everything that takes place on your platform. It's yours. That's why it's your community. When those people call in and the people come in your room and they cut it up, and that's all your responsibility. You you have a heavy burden because it's yours. So that's why you get to set the rules. You get to set the tone. You get to do all of that because it belongs to you. So when something like a lawsuit comes up, that's yours too. And you wear the onus of that. I don't think the gravity of the situation has hit that content creator yet. She's a Leo. We have Leoisms. So I can definitely relate to it. But at the end of the day, you are held responsible, and y'all use this word intermittently here without really understanding what accountability is. And then you have a facet of these fake Christians, these evil gelicals coming around to tell you that the Lord got you. Okay. And in the words of Myron Maxfield, and he said, the God that loves me loves you too. So that means your enemy or the person who's rising up against you, the Lord got them too. So what does that ultimately mean? Oh, it's the prayer, it's the power of the prayers? Who's the most prayerful will be the most dominant here? No, it's just what it is. This is a platform that's run, that you are allowed to stream out of at the courtesy of the owner, called YouTube. And eventually, if you get sued as a content creator, they're not really thinking about you as the content creator. They sue with this theory in mind, going for the deepest pockets. We ain't got no pockets like that on here. Y'all not no Tasha K's. Now, y'all might have discovered her channel amongst that arena. That's why y'all was over there trying to engage, trying to sponge off of the people that was around her for subscribers and help you build your base. So that would explain why some people have the numbers that they have interacting with her. But at the end of the day, she got a GoFundMe now to help her fund this. And I was like, wow. And she's doing victim type mentality, making it known. I'm a small person. This is bigger than me. So she's putting out all the Q words at it. But at the end of the day, you're a small person with a big platform. In terms of you've got the exposure. In the words of the lady evangelical that was up there, and that's my opinion, because you can't take spiritual quotes. You can't take the Bible and make it applicable to everyone's wrongs. And when you're doing that, to me, that is, Karen used the word blasphemy the other day, but I feel like there's another terminology for it, and it ain't that. But it is this. The lady said, thank God for your national platform. Well, let me tell you something. If you feel like a platform is national based, then you better do some national shiz to insulate your national base from these little side attacks. Infomercials just got hit. That whole network that they made legislation against, that YouTube had to adhere to and take the channels down, right? Just was sued and went to trial and lost. And it's some high number, like 40 something million dollars, la 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 la. It's going to be like the Johnny Depp case, caveat. There are caps to those kind of judgments. So there's going to be a significant number modification in that. Just like there was in the Johnny Depp trial, punitive damages has a limit in each of the states that we're in. Each state has its own cap on that. Because punitive is supposed to be just that. So in civil crimes, you can't take away somebody's freedom as you can in a criminal crime. That's put them in jail, take away their ability to be free. Whereas in civil, your punitive damage is similar to that in that it tries to take financially from you as a consequence for the behavior or as a consequence for the action against you. It's punitive. It doesn't take away your freedom unless in some cases, I guess you can't pay it. Then I don't know what will happen to you. But in any event, depending on how that goes, because eventually it turned O.J. Simpson into a punitive damages, turned him into a whole heap of hot mess. But anyway, that's the gist of it. And she established a GoFundMe. When you have these platforms and they starting to build up those kind of viewerships and you're getting that kind of views. Now, I don't know what 235,000 views gets you in a YouTube paycheck. I don't know what that amounts to, because I'm not there and I'm not asking anybody to present what their side of the coin is. But that's when you have to invest in your platform. How do you invest, Mo? You start to look at your longevity and you put back into your platform. That's more than just the software and the apparatus. That is protecting your brand. See, the Tasha K situation, she had things behind her. She had lawyers that she could retain or on retainer. She was represented by a lawyer. She wasn't trying to figure that out after being sued. She was insured, so she wasn't worried when she did get the financial numbers. She's still on the YouTube thriving. What say you about this current situation? I'm not going to talk about how she's one part removed from this Kanyekian villain world that we live in, and I keep telling you that the actions y'all engage in is going to lead to some devastating news down the line. Nobody wants to hear me about that. Just like when Fat Ass was over there trying to find out what the bomber did, and making a page to put up the videos that the government had took down. You understand? In order to form a case against him, New York's federals had taken down that guy's website, and then people from this community thought it was thought they were above it to put it back up here. The craziness y'all engage in eventually is going to have the world looking at y'all. So when this person said that channel is now to thank God for her national platform, I had to be like, oh my God, Momo. Thank God for the national platform. Y'all don't know what to do with a national platform around here. I would love to see somebody achieve that goal from where we stand. But how national you can get with Sweetie Pie? How, like, didn't I hear people like, well, moving forward, you should take on this case and that case and this thing. I'm like, if she can survive this one, this ain't talking to this is not arguing with platforms anymore. This is boxing with big time in the big arenas. This is not small town stuff. This is stuff that if you had invested in your platform, you can anticipate this day coming. Another lady gets up there and she says, I've been through the same thing. So I'm assuming she's a YouTuber or she's somebody in a social space. And what she did, this lady says, well, listen, I'm going to give you some advice. You got to have better moderators. I will kid you not. And y'all could go look at the video for yourself. The woman said to her, you got to have better moderators. Soon as she got off the call with the person, she rebuked it. I don't have, my moderators are good here, blah, 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 blah. Somebody was giving you free advice. You've got to learn, and this is a skill set. This is communication. This is part of effective communication. You've got to listen to what is being said to you, and you've got to apply it. Not always rebuking it. I heard that. I was like, God darn it. That's crazy. That's superty doopity crazy. And that's what I heard. I just was like, this stuff right here is just super crazy. I forgot I had these. I don't know how to use them, but that was super crazy to me. It was like you just turned down the information that somebody else told you. I've been through the same thing. Somebody served me. I won. I was successful. I won. But I did hear her say somebody served her. I didn't hear nobody say anybody served anybody here. I don't know. I got to look at how. I still got to go in the mirror upstairs and fix this up. But I was like, but you ain't heard a word the lady said. Because it was just like, ignore, ignore, ignore. I don't know what to say anymore about folks. I don't know what to say anymore about folks. I heard somebody actually reference themselves as to being a public figure, celebrity. And this is what they said. I will not yield. Your hand don't call for that. If you are begging people, the only people that can make statements like I will not yield are people that are in control of their situation. When you need somebody else to fund your activities, you will yield because the power of the purse will make you yield. None of us own this platform. That man on info, whatever, he was on the stand saying he took back his negative statements that he had made the whole time. He yielded. Your audience will make you yield. Are you serious? I will not yield. It's a nice thought. It's a good fight. It's what you tell people when you want to rally up the collection plate. Imagine being in a pulpit on Sunday morning and someone tells you that you need to have a church fund to pay the taxes on the church, or else they're going to come and take your building away. Imagine if you in that same pulpit and you build the church fund because eminent domain is coming to take your building because they want to build a road through it. And you say, I will not yield. Those are fights that you will not yield from. But to come up here and think that on a social platform that you do not own, you can tell somebody, I will not yield. That needs some more definition to it. That needs some more explanation to it. Because you don't own this. This is when we have to understand what our self-worth is. Our value. You work for it. It's not working for you where you could say, I will not yield. Oh, say who? You will ill. You will. You will and you shall. Because what happens in society is when YouTube gets their ears on this. Because I don't know whose little article that was. I don't know where that came from. But when it gets into the mainstream media, you may yield. And with that was like, I'm not going to St. Louis. So that sounded like to me, and maybe I heard it wrong. Well, a court, there's jurisdictional issues. So maybe that's why somebody said I'm not going to St. Louis because I live in Arkansas. I can understand that they don't have the power in that order to do that. But federal jurisdiction is different than state jurisdiction. So be very mindful that in some there's interstate compact agreements. Be mindful of that. God got this. I respect the court. So after saying I'm not going to St. Louis, then you want to say God got this. But I respect the court. I know that's right, because some mightier people have been excellent servants of the Lord, and they have found themselves caught in the worldly court system, and they have been there for decades. But in my heart, I've done nothing wrong. I get that sentiment also. You've done nothing wrong, but have you operated your platform in a way that it's been that it didn't do anything wrong? Is there something you could have done better? A caller called you and gave you some jewels and you just ignored them, or you looked at it from your immediate position of, I don't have that capability. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing that. Then you hook up the next show and you do the same thing without any reflection on what might have been Jules. Maybe it was ignorance to what could happen. Or maybe it's the rebellion that no one's going to tell you how to run your ship. But at the same time, do you not have a lock on your front door? Everybody's dwelling has a door. But do you not have a key and a lock to keep the people out? You take an extra level of protection to make sure that you are safe. If someone told me that I have an open calling line, I need to do some more pre-screening for my calling line, I might take heed to it, knowing that I have an active investigation. It's a little too late when the person gets on there and says all the negative stuff, because you can't take that back. So you have to be preventative. You know, we're in a society that we always want to be reactionary, and sometimes we can't benefit from our reaction because the damage has already been done. You got to set yourself up so that you are protected in the first place. I'd rather have a man in my castle guarding it than me feeling like I'm here guarding this shit alone. I'd rather arm myself. You can arm yourself in prayer all you want. But you're going to have to do some things yourself. You're going to have to take some precautionary steps yourself. That's every last one of us. So I thought those were good things. I probably will now, when I have people on my platform and before they open their mouth, I probably will say the opinions of the guests may not reflect those of Monica Mo Justice, like their independent thoughts that may not be reflective of Monica Mo Justice, to try to protect myself, insulate myself from the scrutiny. You know what though? I need to change something because I probably alienated somebody this morning. Because I really didn't want to have this is when you own your shit. See, I own this over here. I didn't want strangers interrupting me, but I just thought about something. I gotta go over here. I gotta make a change. Gotta make a change in your life. I gotta make a change. And these are just my opinions based on what I heard and wanting to be and just wanting to reflect on it. It is not intended to challenge anybody's platform in how they do their business. It's just me understanding and looking in and saying, wow, I need to make sure I do something differently so I don't find myself when I'm a famous YouTuber in a situation like that, because we don't have the financial network. There is not, to my knowledge, an organization where we pay into an insurance that protects us. Like we don't, you know how healthcare has an insurance, you pay into the healthcare insurance, and then when you need to use it, you can use it with these parameters. When you drive your car, you pay your auto insurance, and if you get into an accident, then you use it. We don't have an insurance as content creators that I'm aware of that we're paying into, so that when these attacks come, we have it. I've got some thoughts as to how I'm going to proceed for my platform, I have some thoughts in place about that, especially when you're dealing with your opinion and looking like your media, social media. You are equivalent to media at this point, and they're treating you with the consequences of that being media. I'm going to fake it till I make it. This is what I heard. I'm going to fake it till I make it. You made it. You just got hit with a potential, because I don't know if it's true or not. But it's a warning. It's a warning. You know, I was back to my Bible study. The first thing I decided to take on in Bible study is spiritual warfare. And the first chapter in spiritual warfare is the deceivers. Identifying the deceivers. Having the word, being empowered with the word, right? Being empowered with scripture. Knowing that this is the pathway and not identifying the deceivers along the way. Not taking heed to the warning that it's coming. This is what often people do when they're not taking heed to it. I'm going to fake it till I make it. I was like, wow. But this all goes to, people think Karen is extreme at some points. But listen to what Karen says. She says, you people with these cooking channels, right? y'all up here got cooking channels, but you doing court cases. You ain't even standing in the kitchen cooking, talking about the court cases, but you got a cooking channel. It's confusion. It is unable to self-identify with who you are. And that is the problem with the content, with the construct right now. It's working. It's an anomaly. But what happens when YouTube picks up on that? They're tweaking algorithms left and right. You have no control of it. Keep faking it till you make it. I'm sure one doesn't want this type of pressure. All people really wanted up here was clicks and views. We are not voice experts. Oh, this killed me. Oh, I just had to be like. So one of the allegations is that someone came on the platform and put some information out, and there's no way to corroborate the statements. So the sentiment is, I'm not a voice expert. How do I know who that is on the other side of the on the other end of the phone? Duh, that's the issue at hand. The issue at hand is that there's negligence. You're negligent in the information that you're putting out because you're allowing somebody. This is the allegation against the platform. And this is the allegation that can be against any platform. But it just happens to be this platform at this time, which today it could be her, tomorrow it could be one of us. But is the answer, we're not voice experts? Well, over here in the cemetery, we got voice experts. They can tell you who. Like, this is when these play games are going to come to a head. And this, I just listened. I was like, oh, God, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. But we do got voice experts on here. Want me to direct you to his channel? Cause they was able to find other voices. I'm so sorry. But I'm just saying that's what I learned in the last, couple of days. That people have voice experts. How is this and then the last thing that I heard is that throughout the whole video, she acknowledges that this content is for entertainment purposes. Oh God, can I please deploy you to stop right there? Because if there's a victim of your entertainment, it's no longer entertaining to somebody. And it's like, how much? This girl's upstairs dancing around. I questions, comments, concerns. I mean, I just couldn't. And those are just the things. And nobody directed me. Let me just tell you how I stumbled upon this. I'm subscribed to a channel. Make this go viral. Make this go viral. And she mentioned it. And then I was speaking to a fellow YouTuber who asked me, did I hear of this? And I was like, I knew a YouTuber got sued, but I didn't know why a YouTuber got sued, right? I wasn't ever going to think that the YouTuber getting sued had anything to do with what goes on over here. And then, so I went to the person's channel itself to hear what they had to say about being sued. And that's where this commentary is coming from, what they had to say. And what my commentary is intended to do is to just evaluate what was said and talk about what I would do differently, or if it was me, or what I plan to do differently, because now I've heard this and I've been made aware of it, and it's something that we all should think of as content creators. Where do we go from here? What are we doing at this point? Are we safe? And what's the consequences of this? Because it's bad enough that for 5 years I've put out of my own pocket making my platform work, to then have irresponsible speech of someone else be a consequence that's financially a burden to me. I'd be stressed out right now. But warriors of God are not. I saw your popping comment about the hair. It's just I don't understand this. My dock is not working. It's pissing me off. Let's see. Yeah, whenever it double mounts like this, let me see if I could spread it out better and then it won't double mount. Oh, that's what happens. So I spread it out better, then it won't double mount. Thank you. I don't know. It's something I have to. This orange shiz right here is something I'm gonna have to get used to. But I'm gonna have to see. But I think I did a great job doing the ombre part of it. And that's it. Anybody asking me what I used as my base this morning is the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil and Flaxseed Stronghold Styling Gel with shea butter, peppermint, and apple ginger vinegar. So I use this to like add a hole, and I sprayed a little bit of my juicy juice stuff just on the front part to thing, and then I just pinned it back with that thing. But for the most part, normally when I go in the office, I try, and these are looser than what it normally is, but I try to just pin my hair back. What was I gonna go look for? Darn it, I forgot what I was gonna go look I just I just wish everybody the best, but this is a learning situation for me. So I'm learning. Ooh. Ooh. That's a little bit too much breasts out there for the offices. Um Questions, comments, concerns from out the chat. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Oh, y'all all quiet this morning? Don't nobody got nothing to say? Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Very much so. All right, I won't hold you. I definitely won't hold you. This category falls into Monday morning quarterbacking because you know that's what I'm doing right now. Hmm. I came in here to send somebody a text message. So let me send a text message while it's still on my mind. Dear sir, stepping into the lounge, huh? All right, let me see. I'm looking for somebody's. Let me see how I gonna say this nicely because I have a tendency of not speaking nicely, so I have to speak nicely. Let me not be. Let me ask a question. Okay. Seeing no questions, comments, or concerns out of the chat, and I was expecting at least one person to have something to say, but having not seen that person, but it could have been because I had um, the thing on a different period. So I'll be back later. I'll be back later this week. Oh, I do have a two thoughts. So I'll be back tomorrow with a two thoughts. A two thoughts Tuesday, and it's very very interesting. And I am going to put a word inside of so tomorrow, so later this evening, I'm gonna put a word on my community wall to ask you if you ever heard of the word, and I'm gonna do a survey. Now, listen. I'm not asking you to go look up the word first. I'm asking you. It's gonna be a poll. Have you heard this word before? Bam. Yes or no. It's a simple answer. I want to know if you ever heard of the term before we discuss it. Then you can go look it up and you could do whatever. But don't come in there talking about yes if you never heard of it before I put it up there, before you go researching it. Because, I know everybody wants to seem smart here. And I want to be smart too. But there's sometimes when something's a new verbiage for me. And it's all right for something to be new. We don't know everything. Life is a learning experience. And I actually had to write somebody and be like, this is a new word for me. And you motherfuckers is creepy. Like, like that's just where it went. Like, that's just how it went for me. But that's just the way I am. But seeing that there's no, get my likes up. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all be up in here, y'all can't like a sister? Ah. If you made it all the way to the end of this video anyway, you should like yourself for being here. Anywho. Today's broadcast. Ah, man, people coming in here. Let me see who came in. Somebody want to say hi to me? Let me see. Somebody want to say hi? Ooh. Ooh. I just felt like something electrocuted me. Let me find out there's a short somewhere over here. Oh, they probably came in. Oh, they came in to give me a like. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you like me. All right, let me just check. Anybody got anything to say to me? Questions, comments, or concerns? Let me just see. Before I make my way to the office. I don't even know what train I'm getting on. I never know what I'm doing anymore. I know I'm taking the train. Now I don't even feel like going into the office. I might take myself right back upstairs to my bed. Hey, Mr. Eric Brown, what are you up to these days? What are you doing? This is just water. I've been drinking a lot of water lately. Demonic forces. Good one. Mo. I missed that. I didn't have no more. Ooh, more people got up in here. All right. I meant to mark when I will make sure to edit the video to put in the timestamp so people can easily find the section. Today's broadcast was brought to you by the M and the O. Mo.